Alright boys, so with everything going around, and by everything, I mean NetherRealm being a bunch of simps, I thought it would be a good idea if we just even the playing field just a little bit, just add a little bit of, sexism. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about the top 5 male characters in Injustice 2 Mobile. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's start the video. Okay, so coming in at number 5, the first character we're going to talk about is going to be Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd. Look, man, I know Grodd is a great character. I'm not taking that away from him at all. As a matter of fact, all of the characters on this list are some of the best characters, either because they're good damage dealers or they're good support characters for the top 6 teams for raids. So let me just say it, okay? All the characters are good in this list. The only problem with Grodd is not getting the character or anything like that. It's actually a little bit more complicated. The Batman Ninja team is a good team to use in the game, okay? Definitely one of the best teams in the game. And of course, Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd is a Batman Ninja character, right? The only problem is that if you want to make the Batman Ninja team one of the best, and when I say one of the best, I'm talking about like what, maybe top 4, maybe top 3. I'm not entirely sure what number they would be at, but if you want to make them super OP, you gotta get the beta club. And unfortunately, getting the beta club, especially if you don't want to spend any money, is very hard to get. It is very, very hard to get. So Grodd is a good support character for the Batman Ninja team, but if you want to make them a really, really, really good team, because now you got to compete with Heartbreaker Harley Quinn, King of Atlantis Aquaman, and Raven, which do extraordinary amounts of damage. If you want to compete with those teams, you got to get the beta club, all right? So I'm not trying to take anything away from Grodd. He's a good character, okay? Now, let's talk about the character. If you want to get him, really simple. He's got his own versus challenge, which of course, even though NetherRealm was kind of bashing on the challenges a couple of days ago, a little bit of a joke right there, it's actually a really, really good game mode, man. All you got to do is fight Grodd, and then when you defeat him, you get shards for it. And you can do it like 6 times a day. So you can get a lot of shards for this character, and the challenge comes out for like 2 weeks at a time. So getting this character is very, very simple, even though you need a lot of shards. If you want to get his gears, you are going to have to pay for the gears. However, he does have a $10 offer for his gears, which I did buy, as you can see right here. And look, they're all level 10 right now. It's actually a pretty good price. It's going to take you a long time to get the gears if you don't want to pay money. For 10 bucks, I really don't think that's that much money. And as a matter of fact, I feel like that's the only really good deal that charges you money. Because again, getting 5 gear pieces for one character, if you don't want to spend money and you just want to get them off of chests, is going to take you a very long time. So overall, getting Grodd is actually pretty damn good. On top of that, he's also a really good support character, like I said, not just for the Batman Ninja team. If your opponent has a lot of defense, I've seen a lot of people do an infinite combo with Grodd, and with his basic attack hits, he can decrease defense of the opponent. So that's a really good strategy. If I think Lord Drakon, when he was fighting Superman in the Kryptonite solo raids, he ended up using King of Atlantis Aquaman, I think Dr. Fate, and Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd. So it just goes to show how good of the character this guy is. Now, if you want to go look at his abilities, his passive 1 has 400% damage bonus on every 5th successful basic or swipe attack hit, and it also takes away 30% of damage and defense from the opponent for 13 seconds. So that's the passive that I was just talking about, which is, again, really, really good. This is probably one of the main reasons why he's such a good support character. But on top of that, let's talk about his passive 3. So this one gives you power bars whenever a Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd or whenever Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd or Batman Ninja teammates land an unblockable lethal attack hit. And you get 0.5 power bars, man. With your basic attack hits and a fast attack on your character, you're going to be generating power ridiculously quickly. So again, this character is a really good support character from that passive 1 and that passive 3. His passive 2 is really not that good. It's not something I really use a lot, but what he does is he gives you 50% lethal attack chance for 13 seconds and 21% of damage from basic attack hits, and tag and attacks heal for 13 seconds whenever his health is below 30%. So, this guy's a legendary character. He's going to have a lot of health. And on top of that, you have like a million ways to heal the Batman Ninja team, especially if you have the father box as well. So that's not really something that I use too much, but his passive 1 and his passive 3 is very, very good. His special abilities aren't really something you're going to be using that much because you just want to use basics and basics. As a matter of fact, if you're going to be using the Batman Ninja team, you don't even have to have them tagged in. So with the special abilities, they're really not that big of a deal. Special 1 does a little bit more damage towards blinded opponents. Special 2 is a reflective shield, which a lot of you guys know how much I hate reflective shields, but it's a reflective shield. And then Special 3, I guess he heals up. I actually don't know anything about his Special 3. Gorilla Grodd uses psychic powers to smash his opponent. All healing effects applied to Batman and teammates temporarily get buffed and shared between all of them. So yeah, there you go. There's another way to heal Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd. So yeah, this character is really, really good, coming in at the number 5 spot, even though he is still an amazing character. Okay, so now moving on to the next character, we're going to be talking about Last Laugh Joker. Also, like Grodd, one of the best characters in the entire game. I don't want to take that away from him, especially since there's like 100 characters in the game. So I probably should have said that with Grodd. There's like 100 characters in the game, man. So coming in at number 5, number 4, number 3, number 2, number 1, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this character is really, really great, especially when the boss that you're going to be fighting has minions because of his passive 1. So basically what his passive 1 does is whenever somebody dies, he gets 50% damage boost. That's a lot of damage boost. If you're going to be fighting Grodd, I think he has 2 minions. So that's going to be going up to 100%. And if you're going to be fighting Brainiac P1, he has 3 minions. So that would be 150% right there. And if you're going to be fighting some solo raid boss, I don't know which ones have minions. I'm not really thinking about it right now. But you can get a 50% damage boost or more just by killing the minions. So yeah, this passive is actually really, really good. Especially when you add a couple of different multipliers that I'm going to be talking about in 1 second. But anyways, with his passive 2, he also gives League of Anarchy teammates 150% dot damage. And then with his passive 3, whenever he tags in, whenever Last Laugh Joker is active, anytime an opponent tags in, they may be stunned. And the stun doesn't really last for that long, but if you do have Heartbreak or Harley Quinn, you could be doing a lot of damage, because you could be doing 3 times more damage. So, alright, so talking about the multipliers that I was saying with this passive 1, so doing 50% more damage is great, but if you also have EPI, which you need to have with this character if you want him to do really, really good, you're also going to be doing a lot of dot damage, and you're also going to be giving yourself and your League of Anarchy teammates even more dot damage with the passive 2. So all of that stacked on top of each other with doing 50% more damage every time you kill a minion can lead to doing a lot of damage, especially if you also want to put Raven on this team, which can give you like 500% more damage on top of all of that with her darkness. So yeah, there's a couple of different things that you could do with this character. You definitely got to have EPI. You don't necessarily need the opponent to have minions, but it would be preferable. Anyways, moving on to his special abilities. His special 1 is pretty much just a damage over time. Special 2 can add blind, and you can also do an infinite combo. After doing a special 2, you can swipe right and then hit the opponent right away, do another special 2, and just keep that going. Of course, it's not going to be super simple because a special 2 does cost 4 power bars. So unless you have Dr. Fate or something like that, you're not going to be able to do it forever. But it's still something good, especially since you're going to be doing a lot of damage with your basic attack hits with Last Laugh Joker. Anyways, with his special 3, it's called Immobilizer. This is one that I don't really use that often, but basically you have a chance to force the opponent to tag out. Again, I don't really use this one that often. I think this one goes up to 60%. Yeah. Yeah, I don't use this that often, so I don't really know where I would use this. Maybe if you're going to be fighting Last Laugh Joker, the boss, whenever he tags in his minion, but that would be kind of pointless because you want to get the buff from the minion. So yeah, the special 3 is actually pretty bad, and I don't think I've ever seen anybody use it in any raids gameplay ever. But anyways, the main reason why this character is going to be coming in at number 4 is just because of the fact that I think a lot of people, I don't want to say value, but a lot of people prefer to play solo raids over regular raids a little bit more. First of all, you don't have to wait for the cooldown that much with solo raids. The solo raid event is going to be active for like 2 weeks, and then you have to wait like 3 days, and then it'll be active again for 2 weeks. Whereas with leagues, you kind of have to wait a timer every single time you defeat it for 3 days, which kind of sucks. And on top of that, solo raids is more fresh than the leagues. So a lot of people just want to focus on doing damage in solo raids. And with Last Laugh Joker, you're not going to be doing as much damage just because a lot of bosses don't have minions in solo raids. But again, with Grodd and P1 Brainiac in regular leagues, you could be doing a lot of damage in those specific spots. However, I don't really want to take that away from him either. Like, that's a good thing. Like, you could still do a lot of damage with this character, especially with EPI and Raven. And just, yeah, one of the best characters definitely for leagues. And even if you do want to put him in solo raids, he's not that bad. I'm just saying, most people want to maybe use Heartbreak or Harley Quinn or King of Atlantis Aquaman or maybe different teams, not necessarily this guy. But he's still going to be coming in at number 4, all right? Oh, and you know what? One thing I forgot to say about this character is that if you want to get the character and you want to get his gears, it's not really the easiest thing in the world to get. The League of Anarchy team has a pretty famous reputation for being very difficult to get. So, yeah, Last Laugh Joker is going to be a real pain in the butt unless some event comes by for whatever reason, and then you can get the character easily. Cool. But aside from that, it's going to take you a long time to get this character, and I don't really get a lot of gears from leagues either. So, yeah, this guy's going to take you a while to get, especially if you want to max him out. The good thing is that he's a gold character, so once you get the character, you can just use prismatic shards to promote the character. But either way, it's still going to take you a while. Okay, so with that being said, now let's move on to number 3, which is going to be Black Manta. Black Manta is an absolute stacked character. Anything that he does, he has an effect, a special ability, or a passive for that thing that he's going to be doing. Whatever he does, man, this character can do so many different things. That's what makes this character really good. Really quick, the one thing I am going to point out is that under some circumstances, Last Laugh Joker can do more damage than Black Manta. But like I was saying with Last Laugh Joker, there's a lot of different factors that you have to take into consideration. You have to take EPI into consideration, which is a big deal, because sometimes you want to use her with Heartbreak or Harley Quinn and not Last Laugh Joker, which means that, well, Last Laugh Joker would be completely useless. And then on top of that, you also have to take into consideration if you have Raven or if you don't have Raven, and if you value leagues more than solo raids, because Black Manta does way more damage in solo raids. So yeah, there's a lot of different things that you have to take into consideration, but I'm going to be putting Black Manta at number 3 just because he's a lot less complicated. The one character that you really want to have with this character is Brainiac, and Brainiac is very easy to get from the Versus Challenge. So yeah, Black Manta is going to be coming in at number 3. With that being said, now let's look at what this character actually does. He does a lot. I have a lot of different things to cover. Okay, so for his passive 1, he has 24 seconds of heal block to the opponent after using a special ability. This means that the opponent is not going to be able to heal up. It's really not that good for solo raids or regular raids, but it's really good for arena because a lot of characters nowadays heal up, especially if they have the Father Box. And then on top of that, you're going to be doing the dot damage that you're going to be doing after a special ability is going to be 300% of Black Manta's attack stat. So not only are you going to be stopping the opponent from healing up, you're also going to be applying dot damage. And the dot damage is going to be 300% the attack stat of a legendary character. Legendary characters have really high stats. So you're pretty much, after using one special ability, the opponent is dead. You just have to wait for their health to go down with the dot damage. You could just block for the entire match in arena after using one special ability. So yeah, this character is really, really good in arena because of these passives, or because of these effects on the passive 1. Anyways, moving on to his passive 2, this is why this character is so good in raids, solo raids, arena, champions arena, it doesn't matter. So basically the way this works is after using basic attack hits, you're going to get a damage boost after every basic attack hit. But if you're going to be doing multiple at a time, this effect will stack up to 100 times. So in other words, just do combos with this character like you would with any other character in the game, and you're just going to start doing gradually more and more and more and more damage, to the point where I think I've seen people do like 80,000 damage per hit with this character. So yeah, this character can do a lot of damage with his basic attack hits, and because of his passive 1, also a lot of damage with his special abilities. And last but not least, the cherry on top, just because this character could do pretty much anything, he also gets 300% health whenever he enters the match. So let me finish. And he also has 18% damage reduction whenever you block. And just like the basic attack hits, this can stack. So just in case if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, all right, he does a lot of special ability damage, a lot of basic attack damage, and he's got so much health and damage reduction when he blocks. So he's never going to die. You cannot die with this character. Maybe from the all blades, your health can get down a little bit low, but aside from that, you're not losing health with this character from anything that the opponent is going to be doing. He just has way too many things going on for him. And on top of that, we're not even at the special abilities yet. So, Special 1 reduces power generation for the opponent by 50%. Special 2 halves the opponent's defense because it applies burn. So now, on top of everything, you're also going to be doing twice as much damage because you're going to be cutting the defense of the opponent in half. This character is insane. This character has too many things going on. And then on top of all of that, you can also stun with his special 3, and it has a 50% chance to affect raid bosses. So if you don't have, just a little crazy idea, if you don't have Arkham Knight Batman, you could technically use Black Manta with Heartbreaker Harley Quinn. I don't recommend it, but it's there, you know, like it's there because of this special 3. So yeah, man, this character can do so many different things. He is going to be difficult to get, but you could pretty much say that for any character. Especially if you want to compare him with Last Laugh Joker. Yeah, Last Laugh Joker and Black Manta are pretty much equally as hard to get. As a matter of fact, Black Manta might be easier to get than Last Laugh Joker just because of the fact that there's a lot of chests that come out for legendary characters. So yeah, this character is really great. He's going to be coming in at number 3. Now moving on to number 2, it's going to be Arkham Knight Batman. Oh, I really didn't know where I want to put this character because this character, his usability has kind of changed a little bit over the last couple of months because of Raven. Raven pretty much changed the entire game. So it's really hard to put these characters in proper positions. But let's talk about Arkham Knight Batman. So basically with this character, the one main thing that you want to focus on with this character is his special 2. His special 2, just like Black Manta's special 3, has a chance of stunning raid bosses. It's exactly the same chance too, 50%. Now, here's the thing. I don't really have to talk about anything else right here. That's really the only thing you want to focus on with this character. The reason why that's so good is because if you pair him up with Heartbreaker Harley Quinn, that is the Heartbreaker Harley Quinn team. With Heartbreaker Harley Quinn, EPI, and Arkham Knight Batman, you're going to be doing so much damage. EPI is going to give Heartbreaker Harley Quinn dot damage on basic attack hits, and Arkham Knight Batman with his stun is going to give Heartbreaker Harley Quinn 300% more damage on his basic attack hits. So, you know, this character is pretty much the way to go. At least that's the way it was for a long time. But I'm gonna talk about that in 1 second. The one thing I want to point out though is that this team still does a lot of damage. I do not want to take that away from them. This team is still one of the best teams in the entire game, especially if you don't have Raven. Okay. With that being said, Raven has kind of now replaced Arkham Knight Batman because the thing is that Heartbreaker Harley Quinn can stun with her special 2. The problem is that Heartbreaker Harley Quinn cannot stun raid bosses. That's not one thing that she can do. And you still need EPI, so that hasn't really changed. But yeah, with Raven, you could be doing 500% more damage with her darkness. And if the opponent is stunnable with any stun attack, Heartbreaker Harley Quinn can stun with her special 2. So that way, she can do 300% more damage with her basic attack hits, 500% more damage with darkness, and she can also do dot damage with EPI. That's the Raven, Heartbreaker Harley Quinn, and EPI team. The thing is that, again, that doesn't work for every single fight because a lot of bosses are stun resistant. You need to have somebody like Arkham Knight Batman in order to be able to stun those bosses. So for that reason, and because this team is still one of the best teams in the game despite Raven, I'm going to be putting Arkham Knight Batman at number 2. I know it's a little bit weird because for every other character, I explained what the character can do. But with this guy, he just has to stun. That's the entire idea of using Arkham Knight Batman. And his special 2 only cost, what is it, like 4 power bars? Which is super cheap. You can do that, tag out, tag back in, and do another special 2, which is what you do with Heartbreaker Harley Quinn. So this character is going to be coming in at number 2. Oh, and also, before somebody asks me this question, yes, even without Raven, if you want to use Arkham Knight Batman, Heartbreaker Harley Quinn, and EPI, you're still going to be doing more damage than Black Manta. So, just in case if you had that question, there you go. This character is still technically better than Black Manta if you want to focus on teams that do damage. Anyways, with all of that being said, coming in at number 1, I'm sure you guys can guess what character it's going to be. It's going to be my boy, King of Atlantis Aquaman, man. Aside from GRODD, this character is probably the easiest character to get. Maybe better than GRODD. Probably not, because you do have to join the league to get those league credits. But yeah, King of Atlantis AQUAMAN is an easy character to get, and he's going to be coming in at number 1 for a lot of different reasons. Mainly, I'm just going to talk about this character right now. Everybody knows how good this character is, all right? I don't got to explain anything. But mainly because of his special 3, man. You take away 10% of the opponent's health after using a special 3, and you can do that 3 times per match. That is insane. If you're not good at the game, if you're good at the game, if you only have King of Atlantis AQUAMAN in your roster, you're still gonna be doing a lot of damage because of his special 3. And on top of that, after using special abilities, you get damage boosts that go up to 600% because of his passive 1. So this character, just like Black Manta, is stacked in everything. Basics, specials, you're good. You're good. You're going to be doing a lot of damage. And on top of that, you're also pretty much not going to die because of his passive 3. If you do die, you come back to life according to how much power you have, which is 10% per power bar. Now, if you are going to die, it's going to be towards the end of the battle where you're going to start generating power like crazy. So even if you do die, you're going to come back with a lot of health, and chances are by the time it's been like 2 minutes, the opponent is not going to be able to kill you in that last 1 minute. So this character is not as tanky as Black Manta, but still tanky enough to the point where you're just not going to die with this character. And finally, because of his passive 2, you are going to be able to lock the opponent's special ability. You are going to be able to lock the opponent's super move for 60 seconds after using your super move. And your super move also drains 3 power bars as a little bit of a bonus. So that's not super overpowered or anything like that, but if you are going to fight Brainiac P4 or Darkseid, this is actually really useful. It's going to give you 60 seconds of breathe time to be able to do whatever you want to do. And his special abilities, special 1, special 2 doesn't do anything. I already explained his special 3. But yeah, man, this character, I kind of breathe. I've talked about this character so much, I literally just breeze through explaining the character, because everybody knows how good he is, man. This is undoubtedly the number 1 character people use. Now, yes, maybe he doesn't do as much damage as some other teams, right? Especially, again, I'm going to throw this in there, if you want to put Raven in the team. That kind of changes things up a little bit. But it's undeniable that this character is one of the best characters to use. You are going to be using this character regardless of who else you think is at number 1. Everybody uses King of Atlantis AQUAMAN. He's easy to use, easy to get, does a lot of damage, and if you want to put Raven, he can do even more damage. You're just not going to regret using this character. Under any circumstance, there is no negatives with this character, only positives. Even if you just want to throw him in there for the 3 special 3s and then let him die, that's still a massive W. You're going to be doing more damage in that 1 minute or whatever it is than 99% of the other characters in the game. So that's why this character is coming in at number 1. Anyways, guys, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay safe and stay clean. And I'm pretty sure you guys can guess what the next video is going to be. All right, just look at the title and get a little bit creative. The next video is going to be pretty obvious. With that being said, hope you guys have a good day. Stay safe and stay clean. And I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much for watching.